It's my second time here, and my name is Engel. Last time I said I was the youth, but this time I'm OUT, out of the youth. I'm a teen, and when you become a teen, you start to encounter many things. You accumulate knowledge, you accumulate experience. So this is why I'm coming here the second time. I'm going to bring up some of my thoughts that may enlighten you in your life. For those who watch football, he is the starting goalkeeper for our China football team. And he has brought our team to a place that we have never been before. And for those who know me well, I'm also a goalkeeper. I'm the goalkeeper for the school starting football team. And I'm here to tell you that getting scored on is actually a gift. So let me paint you a picture. Being a goalkeeper isn't easy because when you have a random game, let's just say Saturday morning, and the grass is a little wet. So the starting whistle blows, and then it's me versus the opponent striker, one-on-one. And he shoots, and the world goes quiet. He shoots, I dive, and unfortunately, I miss. And I have to get to the back of the net, grab the ball back, throw it to the center, and get on the goal line again. But you know what? That moment right there, I am smiling. Because that moment right there, that's the moment where I learn the most. And nobody tells you about this, maybe not even your teachers or your parents. Because nobody tells you that getting scored on is actually a gift. Because growing up isn't just about getting taller or getting a graduation certificate. It's about crawling up after 5 seconds to hit the ground. It's about choosing to see opportunity instead of failure. So when you lose one-on-one, it's not that bad. Because if you see it from another perspective, it actually makes you grow. We goalkeepers, we grow in public. Every save is celebrated. What about every goal conceded? If a striker misses, he has tons of chances. He can lose tons of shots and still get credit when he aims at the goal and scores a goal. He could be the savior. What about we goalkeepers? We concede a goal, but we get more than that. We get a free lesson. We get to see what we can do better. So let me tell you about a game. It's not even a big deal, all right? So the opponent passes with an easy low shot, an easy low pass, actually. It was a corner. I could have got the ball, catched it, and made it in counterattack. But guess what? The ball went through my legs. And the opponent striker made an easy push, and I got the goal conceded. And after the match, I thought I was getting scolded by my coach. But unexpectedly, none of them scolded at me. None of them blamed for my fault and told me that next one's mine. So the next practice, I practiced low shots for an hour. Just the same thing again and again. So the next match, they were right. The same position, the same ball. The striker shot, and the ball stayed out. So that goal was a gift. It made me do something better. The silly mistake made me into something that I haven't expected before. So that is resilience. It's not about being tough and grumpy. It's about seeing a setback as a setup for something better. It's about believing that you have not stopped growing. And this is the first thing I want you guys to take into account today. Because the mistakes, they actually make you grow. They let you know what things you can do better. And let me tell about one more big match. It was the biggest game, the finals. And last November, we have a U15 squad, and we went into the U19 finals. That is unbelievable. We have never thought of it before. And our team worked so hard to get there. But guess what? We lost. And it was a big loss. We lost 3-0. None of our strikers scored a goal, and I conceded 3 goals myself. Terrible, right? And I was upset with myself as well, because that's just terrible performance. It's like your teammates have been defending so well, and then the striker makes an easy shot, and then I conceded it. So after the final whistle, I sat on the ground for a while. I saw the opponents celebrating for the victory, saw them lifting the trophy high in the sky, and all I have to do is watch the confetti everywhere. But when I looked up again, I saw my teammates walking towards me, gave their hand, and told me that we'll be back next time. So that moment, it taught me more than the win. It taught me more than the trophy itself. It taught me that growth isn't just about winning the trophy. It's about getting beaten down with your friends, and you will come back the next year. The determination, the courage to face a failure. So that 3-0 loss, it's not a scar. It's fuel. It's motivation. Because it tells you many things you can improve on. It tells you about the areas you could do better. Positioning, timing, decision-making. So I want to thank the striker for the lessons. It made me realize that there are things I can improve on. It made me realize that falling onto the ground isn't that bad. So we'll be back the next year, and we definitely will. And I used to think that optimism was fake. I used to think that optimism was just losing in the finals and still posting the moments. We're lifting the second place trophy. But what is real optimism? Real optimism is that even when the reality was you were not happy with yourself, you still get to show that I have lost, but I know in my mind that I'm going to win this next time because I have the courage, I have the determination to do it. That is real optimism. Real optimism is realizing after falling to the ground that it isn't so bad. Realizing that even on the fourth shot, you can still tell yourself, I can save it. How beautiful is that? You can laugh happily. So that is what I believe is real optimism. And life is going to shoot at you. Always. Exams, tryouts, hard days, moments that don't go your way, relations that break up with your friends, anything. But what I want you to believe that, I'll tell you a secret. Those aren't punishments. Those are gifts. Those are chances. Those are opportunities to tell everyone what you're made of. Those are opportunities to come back stronger. As the lyric said, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So it's a chance. It's precious. It's your privilege. It's just every day, every single moment is a chance to grow. All right, switching gears. I might be a goalkeeper, right? But I believe that I'm also a student who is strong academically. I'm not trying to brag, but I found out when my goalkeeping skills went up, my academics also went up. Last semester, I got top in the grade. Last month, I got 6 out of 6 for my TOEFL exam. Not trying to brag. Thank you. Not trying to brag, but all I want to prove to you guys is that being a good student doesn't make you a nerd. If you learn only 3 hours a day, then you're sleeping, gaming, exercising, everything is the other 21. If you can learn a striker's tendencies, you can also learn history and understand the world. If you can learn how the ball goes through your fingers, you can also learn the physics behind it. Because growth takes everywhere. It happens on the pitch, in the classroom, everywhere. And this is what I've learned 16 years on this planet, and I'm still growing. And as I mentioned, the 3-0 loss in the finals, that's the failure, that's the mistake. But it's the mistakes that make you grow. If you watch football, the 2010 World Cup winner was Spain, and 2014 was Germany, 2018 was France, and last time Qatar, in Qatar, 2022, was Argentina. You see that the winner usually changes, but why? Because mistakes, failures, they let you realize what else you can do better. They can make you realize that you can improve on these certain areas. But when you succeed, you sometimes get immersed into the success. And guess what? After the TOEFL exam, I got 10 out of 15 for my writing. And that was not good. And because once I get immersed into the joy of getting 4 marks for my TOEFL, I began to think that my English is good enough so I don't need any work. But that was not true. I was immersed into the joy. So me, as an example, I want my 5-point sacrifice to tell you guys that always remember to work hard because growth never stops. You don't have to be athletic. You don't have to be smart. You can dance well, you can play an instrument well, you can do anything well. You don't have to grow in one box. You can grow in every direction. And I want you to take that into account because growth, as I said, never stops. You can connect something in a classroom to on a pitch. You can connect something in the universe to you playing with a cat, anything. And when I was a young kid, I used to think that growth was a straight line up. And I used to think growth is just growing taller. I used to think that growth is just getting 4 marks for my math exams. But it's not like that. It's more beautiful than that. It's messy and surprising, and you can encounter things in your life that you would never expected. It's losing 3-0 and still walking off the pitch and telling your friends that we'll be back the next year. It's still getting 10 out of 15 for your writing and telling yourself that I can improve on this so I can make it to 11 and then 12 and then 13 and then 14 and maybe fortunately 15. It's also that when you do something bad, when you fail a question or you fail an exam, you can cry for 1 second, but after that, wipe your tears and start working on it again. Because the moment where you want to give up, that's the place where people start getting levels. If you really want to become stronger, because you need to remember your destination. You need to know where you want to be. And that's the determination. That's the courage I have developed. And that's what I want to share with you guys now. Because me as a goalkeeper, it taught me more than being resilient, having resilience on the pitch. It also told me that when I am struggling with any subject, for example, Chinese, I tell myself that I'm going to do it because I am Chinese. This is my nationality. I cannot fail my mother tongue language. And that was true because when there's determination, there are even science studies that tell you that the field around you changes. It's a miracle. But it's more than that. It's, as I said, growing nonstop. It happens everywhere. And I want to share with you a quote. It says that there are no great limits to growth because there are no limits of human intelligence, imagination, and wonder. It is said by the former USA President Ronald Reagan. And he is right. Because every game I grow, every mistake I grow, and every practice I grow. And it's not because I'm special, but because I choose to. Because I believe that best version of me is still ahead. Because I believe that no matter if I save the goal or not, makes me better. And as I said, you don't have to be a goalkeeper. You don't have to be athletic. You can be good at art, you can be good at music, you can be good at anything. But promise me, life is going to shoot at you. And when they score, and sometimes they eventually will, don't be afraid of it. Get the ball, jog back, and do it again with a full heart. Because every day is a chance. Every single moment is a chance. Because everything is a chance for you to grow. 16 years on this planet, and I've still got decades to grow. And may we all become people growing nonstop. And I promise you, we all will, and we will have a bright future. Thank you, everyone.